On today's video, I am going to be sharing with you guys how our homeschool year is going. We've been homeschooling for 10 weeks and we've changed quite a few things around. There's some things that have already not working out the way that we have thought they were. So I'm just going to give you guys a rundown on how our 10 weeks of our 4th year homeschooling has been going. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Claudia, the Millennial Homemaker, and on my YouTube channel, I like to talk about everything homeschool, homemaking, and day in the life. So if this is something that you're interested in, make sure to subscribe. All right, so the first thing that has completely changed our schedule is that now I have two that are being homeschooled. I have a 4th grader and a kindergartner, and I also have a 3-year-old toddler who likes to be very involved. So last year I did do pre-K with my at that time 4/5-year-old, but it was nothing structured. It was nothing like that I really made her sit down with us. So this year, being that she is in kindergarten, we have had to change a few things up. Our schedule has also changed a lot. I have my oldest in soccer and my youngest is in gymnastics, and she made the pre-team, so that has been a lot of commitment. We're at the gym 2 days a week for about 2 hours. And then we have soccer practice, and then we also have soccer games. So our weeks have been very busy. Plus I also have a small business called Blessings in Disguise by CC, and I dedicate one of those days out of the week for that. So it has been a lot of adjusting schedule wise, mainly for me, because I have been very much the type that kind of goes with the flow in a way. We did school in the mornings just because I always thought that that was the way that homeschool needed to be. If you guys are new here, I started homeschool 4 years ago, like a lot of us, not the veterans, but a lot of the newcomers, homeschoolers, because of the pandemic. She did kindergarten in public school for about 6 months. Then the pandemic happened. We finished the kindergarten year at home, where I realized how little she was learning. So then with everything that was going on in the world at that time, my husband proposed to me homeschooling. I freaked out because I was like, this is just not for me. I'm not a teacher, blah 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 blah. All the excuses came up. But we prayed about it. The Lord opened doors. He gave me peace about it. And we ended up starting homeschooling her when she got to 1st grade. So that being said, I watched a lot of YouTube videos. I watched a lot of Instagram. I watched a lot of everything out there that you can think of. And I thought that I had to mimic exactly what I was seeing. The morning baskets, the morning menus, the getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I have breakfast. I have everything ready for the kids. And, you know, and for the past 3 years, yes, at some seasons that did work. But at the season that I am in now, that was no longer working for us. So the first thing that I want to share with you guys is our new schedule. Now, we homeschool mostly in the afternoons now, which which has been really fun in a way, because we have the mornings they have mostly to play, they're free to do what they need to do. Obviously they have to do their chores. I am free to tidy up and do the chores that I need to do around the house. Home chores had been something that had been really stressing me out while we were homeschooling in the mornings, because I felt like everything just got piled on. And then towards the afternoon, I just felt really overwhelmed with everything that I had to do. So it was a very stressful time for me. That being said, now we're homeschooling in the afternoon. I do my morning chores, or most of my morning chores, in the morning, and then we homeschool. My oldest, actually, we do a lot of her homeschool, at least on Wednesdays and Fridays we do it at gymnastics because we're there for 2 hours. So we'll go ahead and instead of just wasting our time there, because my middle child, she really likes when we stay there and watch her. So instead of just sitting there and doing nothing, we are taking advantage of those 2 hours and we're actually doing school during that time. We have we have history and science. Plus, right now is the month of October, so we're also going over the Reformation. So those kind of things, those family subjects, sometimes we do it in the morning after breakfast, or if we want to watch some videos or things like that, that's what we're doing in the morning. But the actual like math, language, all that other kind of core subjects, we are leaving it for the afternoon. That has also given my husband the opportunity to kind of see what's been happening, kind of see the dynamic of homeschool. So we have really been enjoying that. Now we're going to talk about the misses. Things that we thought were going to work out that didn't work out. One of the things that I feel like was a big flop was my cork board that I bought. If you guys saw my last video, well, not my last video, but like my prepping for homeschool video, you saw that I was in a search for a whiteboard. We used the whiteboard a lot, but the cork board that I bought and all the schedules and all the little what do you call the little things that I put together so I can put it on there, the schedule, the different subjects, all that, we don't use that. Like, I think it is still on the 3rd day of school. Like, it's still there. So what I'm thinking about doing is just using that as a when they do a project or when they do a painting or when they do coloring or something, we'll just display it there. But that was a complete flop. The idea was great. It's just, I don't know who I was kidding, thinking that I was going to change that every single day. So that didn't work. Another thing that really hasn't worked out for us the way that I wanted to. Now, it's working. It's just not what I thought it was going to be, was our Latin course. We are using Song School for Latin, and she does enjoy it. It's just not something that we gravitate towards. Maybe we need to put a little more effort in actually sitting down and doing it at least 2 times a week. But it's just not something that she's excited to do, or that she's, eager, or even while she's doing it, she's a little bit distracted. So I'm not sure if it's the curriculum, if it's the language, or if it's just her, which could very well be. She might not just be there quite yet. So that hasn't really worked out for us. And we're just kind of go with it for the rest of the year and, see how that goes, and I'll give you guys a full update at the end of the school year. Morning menus is another thing that worked out for us for a few years, but given that we don't do a lot of morning time together right now, it's just not something that we do. I did see, and again, this is me seeing things, doesn't mean that it's going to work out for us, but I did see this other mom, and what she does is while she's cooking breakfast and all that for the kids, then they'll work on their morning menus. So I might try that out and see if that works, because the girls really do enjoy like keeping track of the weather, and my youngest, she really likes saying like what the weather is, and if it's chilly, if it's cold, if it's gonna rain during the day. So she really does enjoy it. It's just not something that we've been really doing for the past maybe month and a half. It's just not something that we've been doing. So that's another thing that we did last year, and this year is just not working out for us. Now let's talk about what has worked. And surprisingly, a lot of things have been working, and I think it has to do with the fact that I have let go of a lot of the structured thinking that I had, and just kind of been very open to learning myself first, and second of all, just kind of leading and seeing what the kids' interest was. And I thought I was doing that earlier, and clearly I wasn't doing it as much as I thought I was. But the first thing that has been really working out for us, and we have really been enjoying it, we've been using it for about 2 months, and it's World Watch News. And if you guys don't know about that, it's basically a subscription, and it's news given to kids daily, Monday through Friday, about the events and things that are going on in the world, but to kind of their understanding in a level. And they also have really fun, interesting things in there. Like today they were talking about the Puerto Rico anniversary of the United States, of Puerto Rico becoming a territory of the United States. So they give a little bit of that background and that history, which was really, really enjoyable. They sometimes have experiments. So it's a lot. It's about 10 to 15 minutes at most in the mornings. And we have absolutely been loving it. And I'm going to leave their information down below if you guys want to go ahead and check it out as well. Another thing that has been really working out for us is history. And if you have been following me along, you know that history has been a subject that I never know what to pick, or that I always say, oh, it doesn't work, or it just hasn't been working out. And funny enough, the curriculum that we're using now, it's the Story of the World, Volume 1, Ancient History, I think is what it's called. But that was actually gifted to me by my pastor's wife 4 years ago, my first year of homeschooling, and I opened up the activity book, and I remember closing it back up because I was like, this is just too much. And it was probably too much for me at that moment, but it has been so fun and so enjoyable. I'm not even using, it comes with a CD that you can put and they can narrate the stories for you. I'm not even using that. I'm actually the one just reading it. And usually how that works is I'll read a chapter, and it's about maybe 3 to 5 pages, at most 6, 7. And while I do that, I'll give them their coloring work. And then my oldest also gets the coloring page, and she gets the map work. And they'll be doing that while I'll read the story. And the original plan and how I had it mapped out for the school year was that we were going to cover 1 chapter a week. And that has not been the case, in a good way. We have been covering maybe 2 or even 3 chapters a week, which has been really fun, really cool. We have also gotten the books, some of the read-along books that they recommend. We've been doing that. We've also been on YouTube looking at videos, kind of backing up and explaining a little more of what we are learning. It just has been a really enjoyable subject. And to my surprise, because I am not a history enthusiast or even care about history, that was never a forte of mine when I was in school. So I'm like relearning or learning a lot of the things that they are learning, which has been really, really fun. Science. We are using Gather Around Earth Science, and we love it. We used their, it was like their sample. I think it was the beginning of last year. It was their North American birds. We used that for a week to 2 weeks maybe, and the girls loved it. But I was using another curriculum, and I wanted to go ahead and give it a try. We went ahead and finished the year using that curriculum. And it didn't work for us at that time. So given that we had already tried Gather Around, I went ahead and asked the girls kind of what they were interested in. They were talking about, they were wanting to learn about the earth and the layers, and they wanted to learn about the weather and things like that. So earth science was perfect. So we went ahead and started that this year, and it has been wonderful. We have a project coming up. I haven't even told the girls yet, but we are going to be building a volcano. So that's going to be very, she's right here next to me. So that's going to be very, very exciting. It's been very hands-on. And we're really enjoying that. So history, science, math, and English from The Good and the Beautiful have continued to work for us. So that's not going anywhere. We are not changing it as of right now. Again, I am up to change as long as it benefits my daughters. But if it's not broken, don't try and fix it. So I am very, very pleased, very, very happy that those 4 subjects have been very, very, very fruitful. What? Those 4 subjects have worked very well for us this year. All right, guys, I think that is all. The only other thing that I wanted to talk about is that we incorporated something new this year, and it's notebooking. I got this idea from another YouTuber, another homeschool mom, and she keeps a notebook with where the kids can like glue or color, or basically has a notebook where you can put all the information or the things that you want to keep for and you're learning about through the year. So it's a lot easier for like record keeping. And we have also been really enjoying that. My oldest has one, my middle child has one. I can do a separate video of a flip through and how we've been using it if you guys are interested. But as of right now, this is our 10-week homeschool update, and I am very pleased with how things are going so far. I am looking forward to the next few weeks. I will give you guys an update again. Things can stay the same or things can change. If you guys stayed this long, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not part of the family, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell for your notifications to be notified every time I post a new video. And I will see you next time. Bye.